Right. Hello, everybody. Probably look at the title and it's like, what is it Dio's going to be talking about? Interesting energies for it. And yeah, talking about the Phoenix in there. Uh, Hi, Nita. Thank you for coming in. Talking about these moments of the moon when it passes through Saturn is understanding your limitations of what prevents you to do what you're supposed to do. That is a gained wisdom, that was a gained all this emotions process and so on. But it's the same way. The Phoenix understands that he has to be reborn. He has to start at something new. It's the same as the Phoenix begins to gain this wisdom. Yes, I have to start this process, become an ashes, which is that's going to be actually happening tomorrow. In there, you're going to be learning today that wisdom that something old has to go away. It's time. It doesn't serve purpose. It's prevents you to do things. It's lacking your situations. It's going to be very interesting day because it's going to be the day of alignment. And what I'm going to say about an alignment that in the next 48 hours, we are going to have a very interesting situations. First of all, the moon is going to be together with Neptune, and Mars is going to be exact. We're talking about the exact there uh, with Neptune, and then Mars is going to be exact with Pluto, and at the same time, we're having the North Node and Chiron exact at the same place. They're all together. Those unifications energies begins to preparing us for this. And looking at on that is going to be at that same 0 to 1 degrees situations that we are going to have. Lilith is going to be going retrograde at 0 degrees of Virgo. Talking about this rising Phoenix energies specifically, Grande, thank you for coming in. Glad to see you here. If you guys have some any questions, please ask about it. And what are we talking about? 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, the sun is going to be rising again. The sun is still the same. You're going to feel like your authority is like, I don't want to authorize anything. My authority is you might gonna feel offset. You can feel a little bit bumped down, agitated, aggravated, or something that is has to be within yourself. Is within you. Interesting is going to be that midheaven is going to be point out again the divine energies towards Jupiter. We'll pay attention of the energies when they're rising for it because that gap between Jupiter and Uranus is going to begin to be less and less because Jupiter is already piling up his forces and he's like, you know what, it's time to move. And that time the move is going to be more in the next 48 hours for it. You're going to have the preparations today because the moon, when it's entering areas, that's going to be this rebirth moment of the Phoenix. And then Phoenix is going to be taking on its own destiny by its healing itself and rise up from the ashes. That is going to be the moment when the moon is going to be joining, which is going to be in about 36 hours from now. It's going to be joining the Chiron and the North Node. Okay. Couple things that since Mars is going to be entering Aquarius, moment you're going to be feeling like this new energy is coming towards you. That rebellion is coming within you. That thing has been brewing it within you. You feel ready. That masculine energy is that you feel ready. And Venus is still within this energies with Uranus at this point again. But looking at on those dances that it's coming within the planets, specifically in the morning, you're gonna feel like no authority. What should I do? You're following the road where it's leads you. Some point the authority has to come from within yourself. When you're a creator, you cannot get energy from the creator. Okay, so that's kind of like an understanding, being coming in forward at the same energies. You're creating something new. You're the inventor. Okay, you are inventing something new. That could be you. All right, talking about the 8 o'clock energies, the midheaven is going to be squaring the moon and Saturn for, and the ascendant is going to be focused on the moon. Talking about this intuition that it's coming. And right now, the moon senses in a Pisces is sextiling both Jupiter and Uranus. That is what I'm talking about, the wisdom in there. You begin to learning that wisdom of the growth. It's like nothing is going to happen if I let it go of these things that doesn't work for me. Nothing bad is going to happen with this. This is a dead weight. Basically, you to get the dead weight from you. And that could be thoughts, energies, emotions, old unprocessed traumas, and so on and so on and so on. But you're gonna dump them out when the moon is gonna be together with Neptune. Okay, you're gonna dive in that deep waters, those deep emotions within yourself. It is like, you know what? I had enough. I want to be happy in this life and tend that new energy as soon as the moon moves out of a Neptune and get these Neptunizations and clear the head out and beginning the new beginning with the new process, new energies. And a lot of the people been waiting for this is coming, just coming. Okay. So talking about after that, at 9 o'clock, midheaven is going to be at Capricorn. Energies overall is going to be very great. Only negative aspects. That is a Mercury with Jupiter and Mars with Uranus. We're talking about those energies for a while. Communications breakdown, situations that miscommunication, lack of emails, maybe energy similar like Mercury retrograde, but more harsh in a way for it. And the authority, it's like, hey, don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything crazy. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. Even you don't feel that it's fine. And you might finding this hard to handle it. But somehow within yourself, you feel the energies that are okay. All right, you're good. You're right. You're just going in the right directions. Just having a rough time. Okay, but talking about those rough times is gonna come in because you're gonna feel in the next hour. Talking about 10 o'clock, that hey, this love is there. And if you remember, I was talking to you about Uranus filling up the gap about love, those very beautiful universe energies of love inside of you. Now they're working, they're feeding up this other missing energies, filling up the holes within you, filling up where the energy was not right. And then you are balancing all this in there. You're doing that inner work as feminine energies, a lot of potentials, a lot of growth with this. You're seeing it, what it needs to be worked on. And that is going to be particularly, we're talking about tomorrow, that energy when the moon is joining. Neptune is going to be sextiling basically Venus, Mars, and Pluto. You see it that all these transformations is for the benefits of this union, okay? This union of energies. All right, 11 o'clock, midheaven. It's in the first degrees of Aquarius, together with Pluto, Mars, and the other side is Mercury. Those positive energies right now, it's coming. They are more great because soon as that energies of Jupiter is going to be coming at the end of Taurus for it, you're gonna be feeling those energies of that world. What you're doing right now, it's gonna be pay off in 3, 4 months from now, not right away. And the people who have a lack of patience and so on, they are gonna be missing the point. But the people who knows that everything takes time to be growing in there, They understand. Specifically, we're talking about farmers. They know that right now they have to plant the stuff. So during the summer and later on at fall, they can harvest. That's how you need to think about it, this report. Okay? The baby is not made for a month, for a day. It takes 9 months to give a birth of a baby. All right? So thinking it about that way in there, that's you. You rebirthing yourself. All right, so talking about 12 o'clock, you guys already know if you've been watching the reports that that's the time where the sun is the highest point in the sky, and that is it, what the authority works within yourself. Intense energies with Uranus still that keeps coming, that keeps going on. It still is going to be quite a bit with those energies. You're going to feel them for about like we're talking about another 5 days, 6 days. That's going to be waiting out, and then it's going to be like aha. You're going to have the aha moments, and those aha moments is going to be beautiful because it's like finally I got the point I need to move of these positions. That has to be related also with the moon is going to be joining Uranus right after the moon, which is your intuition is lines up with the universe. You get that universal intuitions, and they're going to be matched. Then you're going to be great. We're talking about 5, 6 days from now. Okay. But the preparation begins when? Now. All right. Saturn. Talking about the biggest teacher, karmic ruler, and so on. You had a meeting with him yesterday. You had that energy is in there in the Pisces, some mysteries in situations and so on. Find your own limitations, maybe limitations with others that it's not yours affecting you as well. But talking about this is has a positive outlook on that. Why? That positive outlook, it's coming that Saturn right now, sextile in both Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus. So basically, you see the limitations on Earth. What is your limitations? Who's limiting you? What's limiting you? The past, the fear of the future, the fear of unknown, the fear of death, the fight for survival, what? Whatever it is, you finding it out, I hope. All right, so talking about the next hour, which is going to be at 2 o'clock, your inner work is going to be connecting of this Moon Neptune conjunction that it's going. That is a deep, deep, deep consciousness of like, okay, what I have to drop from within my system. That could be past beliefs, that could be old emotions from previous relationships, that could be grieving, that could be a harmed or self inflicted situations is in there because everything psychic is there. It's in Pisces for it. At the end, you figure out your own faults that you did to your own self, and so on and so on and so on. For it, you're gonna find these things. You begin to understand that this is gonna be related with that, but that energy has to do for one thing, the positive side of the family. Ascendant is at Cancer, divine energies with Mercury, divine talks comes in to play. And since Lilith is in the first degree there at Virgo, there is a divine energies towards Pluto. This could be a lot of deep, deep, deep transformations, deep fears, deep encoded things that needs to be healed. But who has to take the for it? This is like a thinking about it. You grew, but you didn't grow properly. So you have to go back, relearn the things that you need to do in your shadow, within your consciousness, which is not what Lilith's going to do. She's going to move from Virgo, go back into Leo. It's like, hey, grow up that wounded child. Okay, in the psychology, they call it a grown-up wounded child, and that's what this is. You're gonna go back into your childhood. You're gonna heal that inner child, or whatever it is, or maybe the inner child is not wounded. it just did not grow. You stop loving yourself because your parents didn't love you. You stop loving yourself, then there is no love within you, then you didn't know how to love. So now you're learning things. So many cases, guys. I mean, just so many cases with this. If you guys have some questions, of course, you can ask about it. But next hour, talking about 2 o'clock. Okay, go back into the astrology here. Midheaven, it's gonna be at the Aries. This is gonna be a great preview between 2 and 3 o'clock for you. What is it coming in the next 24 hours? Pay attention on those energies because they are giving it for you for a preview. Ascendant is going to be creating this intensity, not to see it in a way for it because he's going to be opposing Venus, Mars, and Pluto. And you're going to be like, I need to see this, but I'm busy because I'm dealing with this outside interference of a family, these situations with family, and so on. And I'm able to focus on what I need to do. Focus on what you need to do. That focus is going to be very great because the moon, it is trining that ascendant together with Neptune, but at the same time, the moon is sextiling Uranus, and there is a divine energy of the ascendant towards the sun. You take that authority. It's like if your family members call you or the family tells you this and this and so on, it's like, excuse me, have a great day. I might call you later. I'm busy right now. Think, locked up the phone, and following your path, your life, okay, your situations in there. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know, this family will advise you on what you should do, what you could, when they have not done there. Okay, don't take a financial advice for people who are more broken with you, and don't take an advice for people who have family more broken than yours. That's kind of those. All right, so 4 o'clock, midheaven, it's going to be at 24 degrees of Aries. That is going to begin to square the 24 degrees Venus and Capricorn, but at the same time, it's going to have effects over Mars and Pluto and the ascendant, and it's Leo, it's opposing all these energies, the growth. Don't fail from the previous hour, okay? Don't fail from the previous hour to zipper up those negative energies. If you failed, you're gonna falling into this trap of these energies right now, and you're gonna be acting like before. The intuition is gonna comes in and tells you this is not the right thing, and at the same time, that it is gonna be like you see, you repeated the same cycle. Are you gonna repeat the same cycle, or are you gonna begin the new? Which is the part of this Phoenix wisdom that it's like, you know what? It's time to let it go. I don't wanna reliving the same thing. For some of you, this could be this reliving the past over and over and over and over again within your mind. It is like, you know what? It's time for me to let the past in peace. It's time to let it go, let it to rest. Okay, rest in peace, my past. You can write it down if you have to, because you can't move to the future if you go to the past. All right, 5 o'clock. Finally, the energy comes in just a little bit better of these positions. Midheaven. It's together with Jupiter and Taurus. Things begins to move on the Earth. The ascendant in Leo is trining the North Node in in Chiron. Beautiful divine energies from the ascendant towards the moon. This mothering growth, these divine energies between Leo and Pisces, they're going to begin to understand this. It's like my actions now of growth can affect that spirituality that I have with Pisces. When I end all around, I'm going to be happy for it. But if you don't pay attention to those divine energies, this lower self ego's energy, especially, because this is going to be opposing the sun in Aquarius, and it's going to be squaring Uranus, you might be seeing the points of that. Okay, so while you are busy looking of what is for you, you're missing what the universe has for you. Don't miss out. Okay. 6 o'clock. Beautiful time. Just beautiful time. Midheaven is pretty much together with with Uranus, positive energy towards Venus, Mars, Pluto. Lilith is exactly on the ascendant in there. Beautiful trines with Jupiter. Only thing it is opposing Saturn and the Sun. This is can look at it that I am the shadow and I have not grow. Since I cannot grow, I have no authority of doing things. You might feel energies like you're not authorizing yourself to grow up. Okay. And this can become an end to show you what you need to do. But how you grow up by both understanding of what masculine, what feminine energy is, what you need to change for it, and what is the growth of the material world it is. Okay. On a spiritual level, this is going to be a very, very powerful transition. It's like I'm starting something new, something that has not been seen. I'm going to be getting these new things and I'm going to manifest it on the earth under the universe guidance. Who is controlling Aquarius? Uranus. Where the Uranus is in Taurus. What do Uranus wants you to do? Get to work and prove it. What the downloads you got from the universe. Okay, you're the creator. Get to act on it. Today I was looking at these actions on it, and it's actually says like act, actio means do it. It's coming from Latin. Do it. So 7 o'clock in the afternoon, midheaven is at Gemini, the ascendant is at Virgo. It's going to be opposing the moon and Saturn, but it's going to be trining Uranus and Jupiter. Beautiful, beautiful energies because communications is going to be okay with that. Why? Because Mercury is at 10 degrees of Aquarius and ascendant is at 12 degrees of Virgo. The divine energies between the Virgo and Aquarius. Heal the past and reinvent the future with the new power, self-empowerment in there. Okay? The Aquarius doesn't need to tell them 10 times what they need to do. You give them the task and they go ahead and do it. Just don't tell them how to do it. You're going to get yourself in problems. Okay? Aquarius is ready to learn, but once they learn it, they know how to do it. Don't just go ahead and tell them how to do it. No, please. Giving you an advice, give them a space. All right, talking about the next hour, which is that's going to be at 8 p.m. Beautiful divine energies there. Ascendant is great. Beautiful trine, beautiful kites, just beauty. But the beauty has a flavor of positions in there with the moon and Neptune, which is that is going to begin to tell you what it is preventing you. Are you friends with yourself? Okay, because the midheaven isn't Gemini. That's going to be squaring the moon and Neptune. And the ascendant of Virgo, it's opposing the moon and Neptune. This is going to be very kind of like a oppositive side, but that is oppositive side. That confrontations is going to be telling you here it's what weighing you down, not to fly. This is what your problem is. This is the real healing you need to do. This is what it's going to be at the end. You know, at the end of the day, when you figure things out, or if you can imagine, like in your last day, then you figure things out because you know your day is coming, and you look at yourself. It's like, man, I should have done this. I should have done that. I could have done this and this. But right now, instead of being your last day, this is your day. You're realizing now what you need to do now for the future. Okay, talking about 10 o'clock and there is 10 o'clock. Maybe I should have talked about more about this, but I think we're gonna have some time about this tomorrow. All right, so talking about midheaven, it's gonna be at 10 o'clock in there at Cancer. So those energies of opposing uh, this union of Venus, Mars, and Pluto. Just so kind of like giving you a heads up in there. Chiron and the North Node is 16 degrees. In there, we have the Moon and Neptune at 3 degrees apart. We have Mars and Pluto 1 degree apart, and Venus and Mars, they are pretty much 5 degrees apart. So those beginning unifications is in there. You're gonna feeling the the things are coming in together, but slow. Okay, and during of this time, through the oppositions of the preventations of all this and so on, in the family sometimes when there is more than one kid in there, there is always is one of these positions like mom and dad loves the other guy more because they more pay attention to him or so on and so on in there. But when you begin to mature and you have two kids, you begin to understand what mom and dad was doing. Okay, if you're old enough to take care of yourself, you should be able to learn to grow because the little one it's more attentions, and if you're lacking the attentions is in there, then you're seeing like, oh, it's my mom and dad's fault in there. So there is a lot of going on within all this. Could be a lot of triggers within of these positions for it, and specifically we're talking about the authority. The feminine energies can explain this because that's going to be a very beautiful trine towards the moon in there, but the divine energy is going to be this divine wisdom of the masculine. Yes, I have to have this equality in the family. If there is no equality, then we're not doing it a great job. And since the ascendant is at Libra, it is opposing Chiron, and the North Node is like what I'm doing. I'm creating the right stuff. I have this balance. And these cardinal crosses, they are very heavy. If you have a cardinal crosses within your charts, which is mean that for some reason your ascendant could be Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn. You definitely have something within that positions. Yeah, you can feel that the energy of this moment, but that it's calling for what cardinal changes. Okay, those cardinal changes they needs to be. And 11 o'clock, it's going to be much better than the past few days for it. It's still going to have some this intensity, but that intensity is going to be slowing down. Why? The moon is not that much active, but Mars and Pluto, when they come together, this is kind of like a volcano can blow up, or or you create a new world. Okay, if the volcano blows in the ocean, there is a new island comes in, and the opportunity to grow is in there. But if you keep that volcano alive within you, guess what? It's gonna begin and all the time, all the time, all the time. That is gonna comes in to tell you that don't put more fire, don't put more gasoline within the old emotions, old situations. They prevent you to grow because in an active volcano, you cannot build a town, cannot build the family, cannot support the life. But if that volcano is you, because you're working with all the energies, you're working with the earth, with the water, with the air, you're working at uh, with the fire energies, and that's what it's combined. The fifth element, the ether inside of you, and this is a part of maturing of the growth with this. But all that energy, that current moments that it's going to come at 11 o'clock is going to be telling you here, you need to let go, of the past. And the moon and Neptune is going to be active overnight, so that way you may have a lot of dreams. You may get guidance. You may get the things for it. Mars and Pluto are 1 degree apart from it. The moon and Neptune, they're only like 2 degrees. And as I said, the Jupiter and Uranus comes in and they beginning to come forward more and more. And that growth is going to begin to feel that you are growing, you are maturing, you're experiencing things as before. And Lilith currently helps you because she is right now at this 0 degrees of Virgo in there with that 0 degrees of Pluto in Aquarius. A lot of help, you get in a help, you get in a situations. All you have to do is act on it. Remember, actio is do it. So that's all I have for you guys. And tomorrow we're gonna be preparing from turning to the ashes. Let go of the old. Okay, guys. If you have so many questions now, you can ask. If not, let's share some the love up here. Since Grand Day, you're sharing already the love, those beautiful hearts. And I'm gonna be come back here tomorrow. We're gonna be talk about what's cooking in the sky. Yeah, the gifts up here. There we go. Hearts of love as a gift. You can open it. You need it as much as you need it, guys. Just remember, be love within you, the internal love within yourself leads towards the love of others. Right, guys? And that's what I'm leaving you. Be love and come back tomorrow.